So guys, this is sheltered, and a lot of people would want to know how to start the game, so let's just start a fresh slot before I show you what my base is here. So what to do in the beginning. I'm just going to keep that on normal. Customize the family. What you can see here is the help. Small leader. That's good for food rations. Courageous is the first 2 attacks are guaranteed to hit. That's probably the best one. Then we've got Deep Sleeper. Tired stats decrease faster when sleeping. It's quite good, but not brilliant. Moves faster in the shelter and while exploring. I would say that's the least of your worries, because in the later game, if you're running out of oxygen, you actually probably need the people out to take a longer stroll than a shorter one, so I'd say that was proactively bad. Hands on crafting fixes faster. It's not necessary. Gain stress lower. I'll talk about that later, but you can only gain stress in this game if when you fight, as you fight, and you kill them, that will give you lots of stress and trauma. But if you subdue them, you don't get any trauma whatsoever, and you also importantly get double stats increase. Resourceful, higher chances of recovering more items when destruction. Well, not really, because by the time you're getting around to use it, you probably have enough resources. Hygiene. Dirtiness increases slower, and what the dirtiness is if you get a full person, the only way to decrease the dirtiness is to have a shower, and if you absolutely do not, say you disable the shower, then they're going to get food poisoning. And food poisoning, although they'll puke everywhere, if you've got a mop and bucket, that'll be fine, you can mop it all up. They won't actually die from the food poisoning before they recover from it, although they will get a bit more stressed, but the stress is also very slow. When you get to recruit people, they'll probably have the negative stuff on the right hand side, which is like Big Eater, Cowardice, Light Sleeper, Lazy. Yeah, all of these are just, when you recruit, chances are they'll have more of the bad. But at the moment you get to pick, so let's pick what we're going to choose. So I'll just randomize a person. Traits. I think Courageous is definitely the only one to have. And the stats, I prefer Troubled, because when you get onto the main field, and if you want to do a trade and they say no, that's because your charisma is too small. And to begin with, pretty much all of the traits are not great on charisma. I mean, 8 is probably the best there, I think that's it, yeah, 8. And that's still, it's pretty good. You've probably got quite a higher chance, but they can still say no, whereas if you go on to Troubled, that's 10 strength. So yep, that's the first one for me, because you'll be able to be excellent in combat, and the first 2 hits from the Courageous traits means your first 2 hits actually count, so you won't have any fear of dying in an attack as long as that person's with you. Next, Courageous again, but I would like to have Street Smart, which is already selected, because Perception is 9, and Perception is when you stumble across a building of any sorts, the amount of good stuff that you're going to find is linked to the perception. So you get a good fighter and a good person that can see. So I'd say Street Smart and Violent, both Courageous. That's the perfect selection for me there. When it comes to the kids are pretty much junk, really. Charisma, why would you want to? It's not great. You should subdue everything, really. So I would also go with Troubled, because intelligence, but you don't need intelligence, because there's a bookshelf in the game that I'll explain when it gets to that stage. And a bookshelf, as soon as you've got one book, it doesn't matter how many books you find, you never run out of a book. As soon as you've got one and you've got a bookcase, you can tell them to read books, and that will increase their intelligence and charisma anyway. And a speed bag will increase their strength and dexterity. So the only thing that you actually can't upgrade good is perception, because perception is just you go around for ages, and the more you look, the more you find, the more you take. You come home, perception goes very, very slowly. So it's up to you. I would probably have one street smart and one bully. So the strength there, that can be the bully. Always courageous, and we'll have smarty pants. No, all rough and tumble. Is that the best we can get? Bully. Yeah, we'll go for bully. Now, when it comes to this, I haven't actually used the horse, but now that's quite important. I haven't used the horse before, but capable of carrying items with a saddlebag, but requires 3 portions of food a day. Well, and you can't trade your pets out, as far as I know. The dog is my #1 go-to, because on the field it is like an extra person in battle. The dog will always attack first because it's got high agility, so the dog will always attack first, and it's really good. It can actually defeat a bear, hands down. You don't need to worry about rats, because I've never. As soon as you've got a mop and bucket, even with people with food poisoning, the mop and bucket's fine, and the rats don't seem to really cause me any problem. So I haven't really chosen, but I've always gone with a dog, so that we're a fighting family with good fighting chances. We don't need to do the tutorial. So this is for the day 1 tips. So I've just talked you through the traits that you can upgrade and get, and now this is the first couple of moves you want to do in the first day. Some people will agree, some people won't, but this is what I found out so far to be the best. So we'll just get rid of the journal, because I'm sure everyone's seen that before. Now, step 1, we have a water butt that can hold 30. Right, so what we'll do here, we don't have to worry about oxygen, that's definitely a later game problem. We're going to go to the workbench, we're going to upgrade that to a tier 2. What kind of rations do we have? 10. We'll just get one for the dog anyway. 69%, so we'll just put the hazmat suits on, and we'll fix that. Now the survivor, there's 2 boxes next to the picture of the person you're using. The 2 boxes are 2 general orders that you can give. So one is to repair the oxygen filter, the other one will be to fix the water filter. So we have that going. What we can do is just send a little small expedition. We don't have a lot of water, but it's not raining right now, so let's do that. Doing nothing. Doing nothing. Take the dog. Right, so let's see what we can see at the moment. A lot of question marks everywhere. Scatters about. The question marks really, this will probably be just like houses. You want to find really for, I mean, yeah, you can go for just what's around you for now. Take the dog, yes, so let's go and do that. Right, they can't really hold anything, so right, so we'll just equip the pipes. The pipes come into play quite a lot actually in the game. Try not to get rid of them because all of the higher tiered stuff work off pipes, so equip that. Equip that. Now take one thing, any little small thing that you probably won't need, like one bit of water. Send that, because when you're out and about there will be times when you don't have the option to fight or to trade, that it's automatically the survivor says, hey, I've got something to give you. Now if you get one little piece of junk and just don't take any of their inventory but just offer what you've got, and say, I don't want anything here, just take this, I don't need it, you'll get the stats, they'll be happy, and you'll get the stats increase. Because when I first started playing this game, I was like, oh, no, I've got nothing to trade for you. Right, so this is important here. We've got rain, but depending on how long it's going to rain for, that 30 will probably be filled up. So what we want to do, we have tier 2, 6 plastic, 3 rubber, 1 duct tape, I think. Yep, definitely. Oh, but we've got him to do it, so what we do is we cancel that last order, get her to do it. Click on resume. This will be the expedition, search location. So as you can see, that water butt is definitely going to fill up to 30, and this is this has to be done really. It's a top tip. Don't waste water when it's flowing. You definitely need this. This is good for trades and everything that will come your way. So, you know, in the next couple of seconds we're not going to be catching any more water, and we definitely want that. So already maximum storage of water, which ain't that great. So they've actually found something now. Right click to take as much as you can. Confirm. Keep going. Now, not that it's a very good tip, but there's lights. As you can see, there's dark areas of the shelter and light areas. Now the lighter areas, you're supposed to be able to craft a little bit faster. I still say that that's good. Have them both doing that. Search the location. So yeah, 30 of 30, we're not actually collecting any more water, and we desperately do need to do it, but the water actually rains down for quite a good time sometimes, I reckon. I reckon so, enough to probably get about 100. So that's good. What else can we do? Can we get another one? Tier 2. Now, like a thing that we need now is 1 rope. We definitely need the 1 rope there, because we also want to get. We need a motor, a hinge, and a rope, and that will sort us on the food, because we don't want to run out of food, because then you just all die. Right, fuel not massively important at the moment. Food, hinge, that's good. We can take the water. Is there anything that we really need over this? We can't recycle anything at the moment, so taking that is pointless. We can't recycle the telly, so we'll just take that. We can't recycle that, but we can use this. So at the beginning, when you come across all of this jazz, coffee beans and all this stuff, you don't have a recycler, so you can't take it, so why waste your time? Alright, so that is about that, 9 of them. So now we're collecting over what we can do right now, so that's good. So we're in good stead now, I reckon. Let's see, what does it take to upgrade this? You want efficiency, but we have no leather, and the only way you get leather is to get a trap, which would be tier 2 trap. So we're at the tier 1, I don't think. No, so tier 2 trap. A bed, that's important for when people come back off of expeditions. They will need to rest, and they will need to shower, and they will need eventually to go to the toilet. So let's make them a little toilet. 1 bucket, 3 wood, that's definitely okay with me. And yeah, go poo and wee next to the medical supply. Makes sense to me, why wouldn't it? No expeditions just yet, because we'd like to just stock up on all the water we can. Get involved. Right, so our first encounter with the wildlife. Who's that? Who's there? I confirm I'm there. Now he asked to join the gang. Now this is something you should not ever do. One is, the bonuses are, if you recruit it, you'll get another person to the shelter, and you'll get a little bit of experience in charisma. The bad is, all these stats on the right next to Thomas's head will all be bad. I'll reject and you'll see the stats come up now. Terrible, 4, 2, 1 and 2. It was absolutely terrible. They all are absolutely rubbish statistically, so do not do any of that ever. And yeah, you won't get any intelligence bonuses, but then again, I think you proved your intelligence by saying no to Thomas, and he was bald. I have nothing wrong with bald people personally, but you know, he was bald. For you bald viewers, totally jerk, by the way. Let's examine some of the goodies. Now the school, look at that. Now that's good. Now what should we do? Well, we're getting good water, so we'll lose that. We don't have a furnace, so we can't use this. This is good for lenses, but we don't have anything. This is the lens. That's what you do when you put it in a recycling plant. The lens will come out, but we don't have a recycling plant. We do need the leather. So the rubber, that's good. Wood is good. Rope, yep, we needed the rope. Duct tape is good. We do need a spring, so we can get rid of the limestone, because it takes a limestone and sand to make cement, but we have 4 of the cement here, so we take that. Nothing else good. A light bulb, I guess, maybe. Teddy's actually pretty good for trading. Maybe I can lose that. A battery and fuse, these are good items. Is it worth taking anything? Probably not. I think that's probably the best thing to do. And what I'd like to do now is call off the expedition, recall them, so they can come back and generally help out. So now 65 out of 90. We're making the bed. You've made that. Broadcast for traders. Don't ever worry about recruits, because let's go back again. You right click on this. This is where you can set up an expedition. We need to trap that animal, but we don't have the rope yet from the expedition. Although they're coming back, maybe we'll be able to do that in time. But you can scan for frequencies, which will give you general quests in the game, but that's too early for this. So broadcast for traders. If you click on recruits, it's a waste of time, because when you click on traders, strangely, the recruits, they seem to just come along anyway. So we'll take the suit, wait for these people to pop out. Yep, so come on. Right, so perception, good and awful. We'll get rid of that. This is the stuff we have. We'll take all of that. Confirm, yes, go to this, because we need the tier 2 trap. We didn't find a motor, so we can't have the fridge, but at least we can trap it, because that will give us fur. So put that up there. The journal, blah, 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 blah. You can pause that if you want to read that. So we'll just repair this, although we don't really need to. So what do we need? A mop and bucket, because people will probably be getting ill from food poisoning. Like I say, if you don't get the shower, although we could, 4 pipes forward, we could at the moment, I guess. Now you get to a stage where you have no space, just like I have there, absolutely no space. So we need this. This is 2 wood, 2 cement, so that's still easy to do. I'll get him to do that. We'll just have a little look what else we can get. Alright, so yep, tier 2. We need to get the animal trap. We've got that up and running. We just need a motor. Now, not many more moves can be done at the moment. So, expedition time. I don't want to take the people that are too tired. But this seems to be good, because hunger. If people are hungry, just take them on an expedition. Seems to work. And yeah, that's pretty good too. If I take the dog. Right. I think because we got the storage, because an expedition, now we've upgraded our water, 65, we would have had 30. And 30 wouldn't have even got us there. So upgrading that was definitely a good thing. But I think this is quite local, so we'll just explore all around here. And actually, I think we'll cancel that for just 1 second, because if we craft, you see, you want to be able to hold things at tier 2. Can we have it? Right, so we don't have enough leather for that, so, but you know, when in desperate times, Tesco's, every little helps. Can't believe I just said that. Terrible, 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 probably sued. That's okay. Look at the views. You ain't gotta worry about me. I've got like no views. Yeah. Okay, Beardy Man. He looks like he wants to trade with us. Let's have a little look on house stocks. We could definitely trade away the teddy bear. Would be the most valuable item, but let's have a little look, see what goes on. So we're getting the Tesco's back, so we can hold that a little bit more. Them extra 2 items will actually help, especially if we get a motor. So after we've done this, we definitely want an expedition going. I think you'll probably be first. Good. And that is going to be crafted very shortly. Yep, looks good. Expedition time. Alright, we'll take you. You're too tired, you're too tired. Everyone's really tired. You probably could have just go nobody and take the dog. That's very good. Still not going to get jumped. But then again, we need the capacity to carry on, well, you know, decisions. Alright, we're just scoping it out for now. So, confirm. You equip the gas mask because you don't want radiation poisoning, although you can get away with it 9 times out of 10, but if you don't have any rad pills like what we do here, I actually start with them. Oh, that's kind of sweet. Right, so we'll equip that as well. A pipe. And as far as I know, the only junk material we have is water, so take 1 water just in case we get that trade that I've been talking about. That pops up and we can't do nothing about it. So we'll fill up the dog bowl. And we'll repair that. So he's digging away. Nothing like child labour in an apocalypse. I just feel like it's all justifiably cruel. I don't even know how he reached all that wood. Look how he's so small. Pickaxe is bigger than him. And look, DJ Roo over here. Elizabeth on the decks, yo. Bzz. Oh, I suppose this comes a tip. If you leave these people to scan the rift frequencies, they don't seem to stop to go to sleep or stop to eat or anything. So you better actually stop doing that and sleep and let you take over. Broadcast for traders. But we also can't really... yeah, well, you're taking forever. Okay. Well, let's see what kind of crafting we've got now. What do we need? We need that shower. That's what we need. Put that there. And we'll cancel your sleeping. You can go sleep afterwards. Because like I say, the 2 orders. So now she's got the 2 orders in next to the profile head, Elizabeth. She's going to do that, and then she's going to go to sleep. We've got DJ Wonder Whiz Kid over here, who is absolutely knackered. I'll put you to bed now, actually. You've got Patricia, who also wants a bed. And everything, really. I think after that, you should have something to drink. Right, when you come back, you should probably have something to drink too. Okay, search location. So let's have a look at what kind of crafting we're going to be looking forward to. It's going to have to be the fridge. That's what we need. We need that fridge so that we don't starve. Water butt, so we need to collect plastic. I mean, it changes. I mean, this is how I started out on the stove. I think that's actually a pretty good thing to do. It makes when they eat, it doesn't actually get rid of the whole stat of their demand for food. But if you get a poor stove, because it's the only stove that we can make, 'cause there's no tier 1, yeah, a stove. So good idea. So they can go over there and then down here, bush. So you might think upgrading this would be a good idea. And yeah, if you catch enough leather, it's probably a good idea. Efficiency every time, all the way down. Don't worry about durability. It doesn't help any of the water flow. You just means you have to repair it a little bit more. and I think that's fine. Decontamination, that's when black rain falls, and people that drink that will get food poisoning, but food poisoning doesn't kill you, so it's not really a problem. It's just a waste of materials, and you need, like I say, the pipes are very important, and wall is quite important too. So it's all about efficiency. It's all about efficiency, you see. So let's see what's going on. Approach some strangers, but we should be alright because it's a rough and tumble, bullyish kind of thing. So this is why I think, I mean, if I say trade, I'll be denied. So bully, don't feel bad, because you don't get traumatized, and we're not actually going to kill her. We're going to fight. Because the dog, look at the dog, you'll never lose a battle. I mean, if I miss on this subdue, that person is just going to die. I'll probably have to subdue anyway. And that's good, that's what you want to get. Subdue is good. You get all of their loot without trading or losing anything. Whereas I wouldn't be able to pick up that trade anyway because I would have had the charisma. And when you confirm, as long as the dog doesn't kill it, yeah, transfer the items. Now look at that for a bonus. Now you try killing someone and getting these kind of rewards. You will not get it. If you kill someone, you'll get maybe a quarter of what this upgrade just is. Whereas if you subdue, it's very rewarding. It has absolutely no trauma, so there's no negative values about that at all. Okay, so there's not much there. We'll have a little look at the map. Maybe it's been... what's around? Small petrol station. So really what you're going to do, I'm going to leave it here in a little bit now for the first entry, since I'm waffling about a little bit. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. So over here will be like there'll be like reservoirs and some mountains. I don't know, maybe something like that. Or that there'll definitely be mountains there. But what you want, because you're storing the water, your range is significantly increased, and your survivability. So you know, once you've got like once you've got these question marks out of the way, what you're looking for is a, what's it called? A scrap pile, scrap yards. Because that's where you'll find the vehicles, the tyres, alternators, clutch, everything you need to pick up that vehicle. And when that vehicle is ready and able to go, you won't expend hardly any water really on the amount of distance you're going, because you won't be walking. And the other bonus of it is the fact that it has 52 item carrying capacity. So, and as far as I know, the best upgraded satchel that you can get, I think it's 36, and that's when you have a party of 2 both wearing them. So that 52, that's why that's really important. That will really like boost your general income as well, because if you can hold all this loot and you can fly around and you're not limited by water because you've done the butts to begin with. So our range isn't really hampered. When it rains again, and if we've got enough money, I would probably buy another water butt, because it just gives us all the range, which is just as good as the vehicle, or as good as best option as you can get in the early game. So yeah, when these people get back, we're gonna have a look at all these question marks, and there will be a scrapyard, and then we will try our best to get that van up and running as fast as we can. I think the first time I played this game without any of the tips that I've got right now, I got that van working. I think it's day 50, and I've had a look at a couple of channels, and well, it weren't day 50. I like to put the hazmat suits back because it gives a bit more personality to the face, instead of the Back to the Future waking up your dad. I doubt many people would understand what I just said. Examine the items. Right, so fuel. Let's get rid of that. It's recyclable. Well, we don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. Springs, something that are pretty hard to find. This is a recyclable jump. That is. Yeah, when we don't have a furnace. So really, I'll just take this. And probably that, just in case we run out of cement. And that just because I like to have full stock before I throw out anything else. So guys, have a look on my other video if you want to see what my actual base looked like in the end after, I think it was over day 100. You can have a little look, and so these are the little pointers I think will keep you in good stead in the future. The water is definitely a priority. I mean, a 90 capacity is a lot better than if you had like a 30 and you upgraded this. It's totally not necessary. It's all about the water supply. The water supply is how you can get around the map, find the locations the fastest, because if you start running out of water, like the showers, like they take a lot of water. It's all about just holding on to the water. It's a priority that will last all the way through the game. And there's a motor right there. That's exactly what we need to get everything rolling. Yeah, so that's really good. Yeah, this is a pretty good find. So this is a school. So if you can't remember where, you will say school 15 of 50. It's like, yeah, right, I think I'll have to hit that school again at some point, because that was really good. I'm going to actually ditch the fuel. Take that. We need wood, we need nails, but switches there are very important. We don't need that, that's for making ammunition. A tool that's to put on the workbench just to make crafting faster. A carrier bag, that probably is quite important, just for the fact that you can hold another 2, which means if there was another person on this party, it would be them and 2 more. Well, we don't need anything for the lens just yet, so we'll take the carrier bag, although that is something that I would never do in mid-game. Carrier bag gets pretty ridiculous once you've got the fur up and you've got carrying around satchels, or even driving a car. That's even better. Okay, so we've got the motor, so I'll wrap it up just for them. I'll tell them to come home now. Recall. So all we need, as far as I know, is that motor and a hinge. Now I think we picked up a hinge. I'm sure we picked up a hinge. Did we pick up a hinge? I thought I did. Now I'm just getting confused. Okay. Whee! Right, fast forward. I don't like fast forwarding because it kind of kills the immersion. I'm dying to go to the toilet. Oh, right. So this is why people weren't doing anything. Click on the person. Right click on their portrait. You see that yellow thing comes up? That means they're now automated. They're going to look after themselves. They're going to eat without them telling you to. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. That's like a rookie mistake. But if you didn't know about it, then you know, you do now. Right, so robots, eat shit, poo. Sorry about that. Anyway, so that is day 3. So I'll if you look into my videos, you can see what my I'll put it up. Have a look, see what the show is like. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching. I hope I've put a few people forward. If you want to see day 2, see how far I can get and how fast I can get into the vehicles and something. Write down if you've got some tips or anything you want to say, like, oh, hey, I don't think you've done that right or something. You know, put them down in the comments. It's always good to share like different tactical strategies. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Is that my hinge? Is that my hinge? I didn't even see a hinge apparently. No, the hinge is missing. Well, back out into the wasteland for all of you people. Sorry. So guys, rate, comment, subscribe. Tell me if you like what you see. You know, and happy gaming. This is Sheltered, Rob the Norm. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.